What's up, guys? Welcome back to our M30 and Mayhem Compete On Demand class. Today we have 3 different styles of workouts. One is body weight, one is minimal, and then Scott will be doing our M60 and Compete version. So to start off, the body weight is going to be 2 sets with 3-minute rest in between. It's going to be a 200-meter run, 30 air squats, 60 line or plate hops, 30 air squats, and a 200-meter run, followed by that 3-minute rest, and then right back to it. Jen will be doing our minimal, so that is going to be 2 sets of a 200-meter run, 15 dumbbell single arm thrusters all on one side, and then 60 double unders, 15 single dumbbell thrusters on her other arm, and then a 200-meter run with that 3-minute rest, and then back into that second set. And then Scott will be doing a 300-meter row, followed by 15 thrusters with a barbell at 95-65, 100 double unders, 15 thrusters with that barbell again, and then a 300-meter row. He will be resting for 3 minutes with us as well, and then hitting that second set. If you're doing Compete, check out SugarWOD because it technically is a partner workout today, but we're making Scott do it solo. So, all right. We're going to head into our warm-up, and that is going to start with the Hinshaw warm-up. So Scott's going to join us, even though technically he isn't running, because it's still a great way to get warm. We're going to start with 10-yard walk on our toes. So we're going to walk all the way down, tippy toes, and then turn right back around, and also do on our toes. Then, facing that direction, we're going to go 10 yards backwards on our toes. Good. Warming up those calves. And then we're going to turn backwards and do it again. Hopefully not running into each other.
Perfect.
All right, guys, now we are going to do that same thing, but on our heels. So pointing your toes towards the sky. You'll feel that your quads are pretty tight, and then you're going to hit that again. Perfect, good, you can turn around and face me. We are going to do a walk with our feet turned out. We want to keep our heels elevated off the ground for this. So you're gonna look funny, kind of squeezing your booty while you're doing it. But we'll do that all the way down, turn around, do it back. Good. Same exact thing, but we're going to turn our toes in. Again, you don't want to have your heels on the ground. We want to think about pulling our heels off the ground. Good. All right, next we're going to do a lunge walk. This one is going to be knee to the ground, arms extended overhead the whole time, finishing through. So we'll do that all the way down. And then we'll do it all the way back as well. Really think about driving those shoulders back, feeling a nice stretch. We're going to stick with those lunges. You can bring your arms down. This time, when you step forward, you're going to do a torso rotation towards the leg that is forward. Good. Just do a walk through lunge. Get that back knee to the ground. Do that same thing back. Sorry. From there, we have some butt kicks. So this is a very short amount of space, but I still want to capitalize on it. So I want all 3 of us to try to get as many butt kicks that we can in as little bit of time. So quick and fast. Turn around, go back. Good, we're gonna do the same thing, but high knees. If you can't do high knees with that jumping motion, just think about quick marches all the way down, right? So high knees. Good. Think about using those arms in the high knees like you will when you're running. Good. We're going to finish out with bear crawl. We'll do it forward, turn around, and come forward again, and then we'll do it backwards. So the lower your knees are, the more difficult it might be for you. So if you can't get your knees that low, you can keep your hips up, but really try to drop them. And then stay that direction and head backwards. This one is likely going to be a little more difficult for you. If that's the case, you can do that other version, like I said, where you raise your hips up a little bit. So now that we have done that running warm-up, we are going to do 2 rounds of, and I'll show, actually I'll have Jen show you. We're going to do 30 seconds of alternating calf stretch. So we do have line jumps or double unders or single unders, so want to get those calves even more warmed up, especially if you're running. Perfect, so we'll do 30 seconds of that, followed by 5 elbow to floor stretch. So we're going to get that elbow, if you can't touch the ground, just get as far as you can and rotate. We'll do 5 on each side, followed by 5 air squats. If you don't feel comfortable squatting without something behind you, you can grab a bench or a chair and just tap your butt to it, okay? So I'm going to start my clock on my watch so that we have that 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. Good. We want to be shifting our weight. You can kind of figure out what rhythm feels best for you in terms of how quickly you're switching. Obviously, the longer you're in that hold, the more stretch you're going to feel. Good. We have 10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Good. Go ahead and bring that leg forward, drop it to the ground, and reach. Hopefully you guys are sweating hard in this warm-up like Scott. Like Scott. We're going to do 5. Good, I think that's 5. Switch to the opposite side. Ooh. Now, one of your sides might be a little bit tighter than the other, so you might not be able to get your elbow down on both sides, and that's okay. Just still try to get it down as far as you can, even if it's only right here hovering the ground. That's fine. And then we're going to stand up. We're going to do 5 air squats. Try to be a little bit more intentional than you might be in the workout. This isn't meant for necessarily speed, but just to kind of warm up those squats. Perfect. We'll do one more round of that. And go. As you can see, especially with Jen, she has her head pushed through those elbows. She's also getting a nice stretch in her upper back, which is going to be necessary since she's doing some overhead work today. Five seconds, guys. 3, 2, 1. We have a Bill in the house. Wow, Scott is very prepared. Uh-oh. All right, we're gonna do 5 elbows to the ground. This is, and once you've done those 5, let's switch to the other side. Elbow to the ground and switch. Good, and we'll finish with 5 air squats. Awesome work, guys. So, like I said, I'm going to be doing body weight today. So I don't have an additional warm-up necessarily to do. I could just hop right in, but I do want to make sure that these guys get any additional touches on a dumbbell or a barbell before they just head right into it. So because Jen is doing a single arm, she's going to do this on both arms, and because Scott is using a barbell, he is going to just do this with both of his arms at the same time. So we are going to do 3 front squats, whether that's with that barbell or with one dumbbell on the shoulder. We're going to do 3 front squats with that weight. Good, 2, 3, and then we're going to do 3 push press, so dip and drive straight up, not re-dipping underneath it. And then that thruster is going to look all the way down with that front squat and just straight overhead into that thruster. Perfect. All right. Jen's going to finish it out on the other arm. So again, make sure you warm up both sides if you're doing single arm work. But we want to make sure before you just hop right in that you've actually touched that dumbbell or that barbell. You're prepped and ready to go rather than just diving right in. All right. Something that I didn't mention is with your jump rope, if you aren't able to do double unders yet, that's fine, but this isn't necessarily the workout to try it on. Instead, we're going to do 2 times that single unders. So if you're doing minimal with Jen, you're going to do 60 dubs or 120 single unders. And then if you're doing it with Scott, that's 100 double unders or 200 single unders. Okay, so we are going to get on the runner. All right, you guys, we're going to get started here. Scott's starting with that 300-meter row. Jen and I have a 200-meter run. 10 seconds on the clock. 3, 2, 1, go. job, Scott. Got it. Nice job, Jen. Yes, go. Almost there. Good. 442. All right. So we're going to be starting at different times. How the workout works is based on where you finished, you will rest for 3 minutes. So you saw Jen finish first with that. I finished second. Scott finished. You'll see us start again in that kind of order. So make sure you're timing yourself, stopping in that 3-minute rest. If you're shaking out your arms and your legs, it's probably a good idea. I would recommend not sitting on the rower the whole time. We'll see if Scott gets up or not. But basically, we want to try to control our heart rate, especially with all that jumping and that dumbbell movement. There was really never a time that you got rest until that 3-minute mark, or until your 3-minute rest. So that looked good. I know that they're not mic'd up, but what was the hardest part for you guys, and I'll tell the crowd. Scott struggled on the thrusters, which I definitely would too if I had a thruster in my hand. Was that the case for you, or?
I think coupling the first half was okay. It was reversing it after, because your legs got fatigued from each one, your shoulders got fatigued.
And then,
so then to keep the quality of movement and the time, going backwards was.
So if you're doing this along with us or you're watching ahead of time to get tips, just know that that trail backwards is going to be a little bit harder. We'll see how that second set is. I'm assuming that all of it is going to be a little bit hard now that we're pretty warmed up and hurting a little. Those double unders feel good. Were you guys able to do them at a pretty quick pace? Yeah. Cool. All right, what time are you starting?
6:41.
6:41. All right, we're going to count Jen down. 3, 2, 1, go. I'm going to go at 7:08. All right, guys, we're trying to get a faster time on this, if possible, than our previous set. So push yourself here. You're going to be tired. It's going to be hard. You got it. Technically, our rest was supposed to be 5 minutes, so I'm sorry.
I'll stay in bed. I still got the feeling that you're next to me. Stuck in my head when lights go off. You're everything that I could ever want.
Got it.
Your touch so soft. Not looking for no heaven or gold, 'cause I got you. I got you. Don't wanna show us off, but you're my all that I need. Trying to sugar cold, but I'm flying so high. I don't even know if I'm coming down. You rock my boat when you hold me so tight. The world just disappears in front of my eyes. I'm telling you why. This ain't no madness. The smoke in the mirrors, our memories now the sun has come down. Like a river rushing way up above. This ain't no sugar coat. Yeah, this ain't no sugar coated love. Yeah, this ain't no sugar coated love.
Job 10. Good job, Scott. Good job. Good job, Scott. You're halfway. Almost there. Good. Good job.
That was bad.
For those doing compete or M60, you technically get 5 minutes of rest. If you want to challenge yourself alongside Scott,
It can be done at 3.
shorten it to 3. So, like I said, you definitely need to warm up those thrusters. I chatted with Jen. That was actually a time that slowed her down in her second set. Her shoulders started getting fatigued, especially after you're doing double unders, which for me always give my shoulder a little pump.
Maybe on the second set, start on your weaker shoulder.
Okay, so on that second set, she's advising that at the very top of that second set with those 15 single arm thrusters, which shoulder is weaker? Start with that one. So when you get to your second set, you got a strong shoulder to go off of. So pick wisely about which shoulder to start with. All right, I do want us to do a cool down. There is some accessory for my M30 people. Compete M60, you guys got a lot under your sugar wads, so make sure you check that out. But for sake of time, we don't have time to go through the accessory, but we will make time to go through the stretching.
For sure.
So we're gonna lay down, guys. We're gonna lay down with our bellies on the ground. We're gonna start in this position with your arms at almost like a 90-degree angle at each side, and then bring those arms back towards your chest, pressing through the floor. We're gonna do a seal stretch for 1 minute on the clock. During this time, if you're starting alongside us and maybe you just finished like Scott, let's try to work really hard on bringing our breathing down. I know my heart rate is still up there, so take this as a time to kind of practice some like box breaths, or just like breathing in through your nose, exhaling through your mouth. Good job, guys. We have about 15 seconds left. Good. Feel that nice stretch. And we are going to lay back down on our stomachs. We might have to spread out a little bit because our arms are going to be stretched out by our side, and we're going to kick our opposite leg towards our hand. And then switching to the other side. We're gonna do just alternating for 1 minute, no number in mind, so take it slow. This is not a 4-time workout. Stretch out that lower back. Fifteen seconds left. And rest. Our very last one is what we started with. So we're going to get up to our knees. We're going to go into those alternating calf stretches now that we have fatigued our calves. So up we go. We're gonna go for 1 minute, just alternating that side. If you find a side that maybe needs a longer stretch, stay there. We got 1 minute. About 15 more seconds. Five, 3, 2, 1. All right. If you guys are working out outside like us, or in a unconditioned space, best of luck because it is officially summer. So with that being said, thank you for joining us. Let us know in the comments if you were able to hang with Scott in that or with Jen and I, and we'll be coming back to you next week with more. All right, bye.